Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of 1990's Represent. We're wrapping up our sixth cycle of 1996 with a computer game. In this episode, we're talking about Steven Spielberg's director's chair. So, this is kind of an edutainment style game. I was completely new to this, had no idea that this thing even existed until trying to pick a game for this particular video. So was just looking for games from 1996. Just did a Google search, and this popped up among other games released that year. And just the title alone, so Steven Spielberg's director's chair, immediately piqued my interest. So did some research into it. Was able to find it on an abandonware site, and then also I think there is an updated version of DOSBox or modified version that runs this as well. So I'll probably have links in the description to check those out if it's something that you want to actually mess around with as well. But yeah, it came out in like 1996, like kind of like an edutainment style game that teaches you the basics of filmmaking. Essentially, Steven Spielberg kind of guides you through, like writing scripts as well as like shooting footage, editing, and all that kind of stuff. I don't really know if edutainment games are really still a thing, at least on PC. I think there might be a few, but I feel like those have now kind of more gravitated toward like phones and tablets. But I remember back in like the 90s and like 80s, just really good educational games like the Carmen Sandiego series. Mavis Beacon teaches typing. I remember really enjoying the Super Mario teaches typing or whatever that one was called, where you are basically playing through Mario levels by typing. So games where you're having fun, but you're learning something as well. Like in typing, you're learning how to type faster. With this one, you're learning about the kind of basic concepts behind filmmaking. There were a bunch of other kind of like kids book games. I think like Little Critter was one. I remember in our middle school computer lab really enjoying those, even though I think like we were definitely me and my classmates were definitely past the age of those books necessarily, but like the interactive books were really fun because they had all these little Easter eggs. You would just click all over the screen to try to find like all these like little like hidden things in the. It wasn't a hidden object game, but it was kind of like you're like, oh, click on that thing and see if that does something. See if that thing over there does something. So kind of a lot of fun. It's like I would like to do potentially more of these style videos depending on what the subject matter of the thing you're learning is. Like this one immediately I'm interested in because love movies, of course, as you have seen some of the every other or every one video every cycle or every year is a movie. So and I'm a huge fan of Steven Spielberg films. Like Raiders of the Lost Ark is my favorite movie of all time, probably. And he's made a lot of just classic films like Jaws, Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, um, things like that. Are obviously the first four Indiana Jones films, and a bunch of other just amazing films. Definitely one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. So kind of having him in this game is like one of the best filmmakers guiding you through the process is kind of cool. So like I said, I picked up the abandonware versions of this. I haven't really messed with the game yet. I just loaded it into the kind of I think the version I'm using is the one that has the modified DOSBox system. Loaded that up just to make sure it actually ran. But I'm going to be going into this game completely fresh, and we're just going to see what we can do with it. We'll get to that a little bit later in the video once we get to the gameplay. But I have some notes here about the game, and then we will jump into playing it. So let me grab my notebook here. All right, there we go. All right, so Steven Spielberg's director's chair. Again, just released in 1996. I couldn't find a specific date for when it actually first came out. Again, this is an edutainment style game, so you're learning while you're playing a game, basically. This is again going to be basically my first time jumping into this. I'm like I said, completely new to this game, and like I said, just searching for a game for this year. And like I said, just the title of this immediately caught my eye and piqued my interest. So that's why we ended up going with it. This was developed and published by Knowledge Adventure. I believe that company is no longer around. According to my research, they were still around up to just a couple years ago. I think they had been purchased and like merged into other companies over like many years before they finally went away. But they were known for making the like some of the Jumpstart games, other educational games as well. That was kind of their thing. Like I said, the game teaches you the basics of filmmaking from, according to my research, from writing a script, filming it, editing it, doing post production on it, staying within your budget, and things like that. And Spielberg himself actually guides you through that process. According to some clips I've seen, he'll kind of tell you how the various areas of the studio work, the purpose behind like in it, what you do when you get to editing a film, like how that actually changes like kind of what the film might be, things like that. Other people that show up in this are Michael Kahn, who I believe is an editor on Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Dean Cundy as well. And apparently you're making a film in this that stars Quentin Tarantino, of all people, and Jennifer Aniston. So it's really interesting that Quentin Tarantino's in this, because this would have been, just a couple years after Pulp Fiction. So I don't know when he got the call to like be in this, and they're like, hey, you're really good at Pulp Fiction, or like you did a great job of that. You want to work on this thing with Steven Spielberg, and then so basically the film that you're making stars him. So you're filming video of Quentin Tarantino. You're also filming video of Jennifer Aniston. Apparently, Penn and Teller are also in the game. I think some of the clips I've seen of the Jennifer Aniston stuff just gave me kind of vibes of the Windows 95 video. Don't really want to say it's infamous, but it's definitely dated. It's kind of a relic. It's a cool thing. I'll leave a link in the description to check that out as well. That's completely unrelated to this. But yeah, that video for Windows 95 stars Jennifer Aniston and Matthew Perry. Let's see here. So yeah, so I did try to get this running. Downloaded the version off an abandonware site, which is again spread across 3 different disks. Mounted that and tried to get it loaded up into my Windows 98 virtual machine. However, the audio was really bad. The audio was really stuttering. So I ended up, the version, like I said, we're going to use in this video is, again, there'll be links in the description for all this, is one that runs off of the Windows 3.1 version of this software. So, because I think it was released on Windows 3.1, it was released on Mac as well. But yeah, we're going to be using the DOSBox version, running a version of Windows 3.1, which then runs this. And audio in that one, from when I just was testing it to make sure it actually worked, is a lot better than trying to run it in a Windows 95 or Windows 98 virtual machine. The game didn't get many great reviews. I think it was kind of middling. Let me take a look here. There's only 2 reviews to speak of. Kind of middle of the road. So Allgame has it at looks like a 3 out of 5, while Computer Gaming World has it at a 2.5 out of 5. So not great reviews overall. But I'm really excited to give this a shot. So we're going to now switch over to our gameplay, and we'll be right back with that. Alright, we're here in our game now. Let's go ahead and enter our name. Go with Alan Smithy. Little filmmaking joke. Alright, let's see what we have here.
Excuse me, where's this one going?
Stage 17, watch your backs.
Alright, so let's see what we can do now.
welcome. I've chosen you to direct our next project, so welcome to the studio. Now, making movies is one of the greatest jobs in the world. You've got to have talent and intuition, patience and energy, and the real innate ability to tell a story, and a comfortable pair of shoes. Of course, a great crew is also essential, so I've handpicked some of the best people in Hollywood to work with you, and I'll be around to guide you through the process from writing the script to premiering the film, the movie you're about to personally make. So go to studio operations and please sign in.
All right, guess it wouldn't be Hollywood without earthquakes, right? All right.
Whoa, just a minor trembler, nothing to really worry about. Welcome to Southern California. I'm your PA, that's short for production assistant. Come on into operations to sign in. You can't start production until you do.
All right, so let's go in there.
I'm here to assist you. If you ever need help, just click on the pager. I'll leave it here on the desk. Oh, I know I have it here somewhere. 1 second. Got it.
Okay, now this is studio operations where you get started. So grab one of the blank slates and then sign in.
If your name is correct, hit OK. If you'd like to, click on the newspaper when you're done reading it. The guys at the studio are thrilled you're directing this picture, but they run a tight ship here, so they're going to monitor your budget and schedule on a daily basis. Here, take a look, then click on it to move on.
All right, so we got our budget.
Click on the budget when you're done reviewing it.
There's our budget. There's our log. Nothing logged yet. And what are these goals? Pre-production. Production. Scene setup. Master shots. Production delays. Print. Okay.
You should go next door to pre-production to start writing your script. Click on the exit icon over there to go out to the lot.
All right, so let's see where we can go now.
Just move your mouse to the right or the left and have a look around.
So we gotta go to, what is it, pre-production? Got our theater, graphics, it's like sound, editing, stage.
It all begins with the written word. We owe our careers to the writers, and my saying has always been, if it's not on the page, it's not on the stage. So we got you a couple of positively and really amazing, terrific writers, Ted and Terry, or Terry and Ted, who have their own ideas, so learn early to collaborate, knowing that in the end, it's you who must make the final decision about the story that you want to tell. So this is your first time up at bat. Keep it nice and simple. The story that's been greenlit is that of a prisoner wrongly accused of murder who's about to be executed unless his girlfriend can find who set him up. Unfortunately, this studio is only willing to let you tell one side of the story. So whose story do you want to tell, the prisoner's or the girlfriend's?
All right, let's see here. Do the prisoner story.
Great choice. That's exactly the way we would have gone. My name's Ted.
My name's Terry. We co-wrote the animated film Aladdin.
And so in Hollywood, we're the perfect pair to write a prison picture.
We're really excited to be working with you. Hey, we're your biggest fans.
Biggest fans.
Now listen, do you want to give some creative input in this story, or should we write it alone?
I'll let them do it on their own.
Well, to tell you the truth, we already took a crack at it.
Click on the script and have a look.
And when you're done, get on out there to production and hit us a home run.
All right, Tarantino's on board, all right. We spent $40,000 of the budget so far. Okay, we got the script.
Congratulations on your script. Now you'll need to give your film a working
Give it her
title.
name.
Don't worry, you can change your title at any time back in operations.
Let's just call it that. Prison Blues.
FYI, by now, all the major papers and all the online services have read your script, so you'd better do something original with it. By the way, your script is now available in all locations and can be printed out in studio operations.
All right, so we got the script, and then we got to go to I think, the studio now.
Oh, hey there. Look, I'm really busy right now getting your actors in wardrobe. Why don't you head into production while I finish up?
All right, so everybody's getting ready. Here we go. Let's go to the studio.
Okay, your screenplay is done, and it's been approved by the studio, which means that now you're ready to start production. Production is tough. You'll have to consider every decision you make. And because this is your first time, this studio is going to be constantly in your face on the budget and schedule. Don't worry, that happens to me too. If you plan your shots and you stick to your script, I'm sure you're going to do great. I never start production without first hiring a brilliant director of photography.
Hi, my name is Dean Cundy. Some of the films I've shot include Jurassic Park, Casper, Back to the Future, and Roger Rabbit. One of the most challenging sequences I've ever had to do was the raptor scene in the kitchen for Jurassic Park. The excitement of the storytelling had to be told by the images, which was greatly complicated by the fact that the images came at different times and from different places. Sometimes the actors were in empty rooms, sometimes the actors worked with large mechanical dinosaurs, and sometimes the dinosaurs came from the computer. And all of this had to be tied together by the lighting and the camera angles. So you can see that movies are about images, and translating the director's vision of the story into images is my job. So I've read your script, very visual. I've broken it down by moods, made choices about which lights to use, which lenses, and even what film stock is appropriate. So why don't you open the script and click on the first scene that you'd like to shoot.
All right, so now we're going to start filming, it looks like. Let's get our script here. Let's just do first scene up here.
Great place to start. The green viewfinder shows you where our master shot is set up. Master shot is a wide shot that shows all the action of a scene. As a novice, you'll be shooting all master shots. Click on the green viewfinder to load your shot, then the green camera button down there to roll camera.
All right, so let's go ahead and film this.
This will be picture. Quiet, please. Rolling.
Speeding!
Action.
The scene, Ravenswood Prison. Behind these cold stone walls, Jack Cavello eats his last meal, hears his last rites, and at 12 noon will walk that long last mile to the electric chair. The world was shocked when it learned of the brutal slaying of heiress Victoria Hemmerdinger. The killer's motive? Theft of her famed jewelry collection, including the spectacular diamond tiara del Fuego. Her trusted chauffeur, Jack Cavello, was arrested and convicted, but the jewels were never recovered. Instrumental in Cavello's capture were Sigmund Payne and Leroy Terror, magicians, escape artists, and personal psychics to Mrs. Hemmerdinger. It was they who led police to the murder weapon, a pearl-handled saber found in the trunk of Cavello's car.
After you watch a shot, click on the red reel button down there to print it. That means you'll be able to take it to the editing room. If you don't print the shot, then you won't have it when you get there. If you'd like to see the shot again, click on the picture of the camera again. Once you've printed a shot, the viewfinder will become gray.
All right, so let's print this thing here.
That's a print.
If you want to shoot a new scene, you can either select one from your script book or use the scroll bar to find the scene you want.
All right, so let's load up another scene here. We did the broadcast.
Hi, I'm Allison, your costume designer. We shot so late last night. All the costume houses were closed. I didn't have the pre-sizes when I left here last night. It's gonna be an hour. Sorry.
All right, so we got some delays already. So let's not do the shot. Let's see if we can move to a different shot that doesn't have that. So the Grim Face Guard turnkey is one that we're trying to do. Let's click all the way through here.
Hi, I'm Allison, your costume designer.
Another production delay?
We shot so
Okay.
late.
Okay, so let's do a different shot then. Another production
Hi,
delay?
I'm Allison, your costume.
Wasting money, it looks like.
Okay, we're ready in wardrobe.
The paint on the electric chair is still wet. It might be really dangerous if you try to shoot that now.
2 production delays.
Okay, the paint's dry.
Talk about
The
amateur.
first day of shooting is over. You can relax now, but not.
All right, talk about amateur hour. All right. We'll probably end up over budget because of this, but. Okay, so probably not going to watch all these scenes unfold one at a time, but.
Quiet on the set. And
What it came to.
print it.
Okay, let's move to the next shot. Okay, we did that scene already. Okay, so we can do this one now. Okay.
Print.
You've gone through half your scheduled time. Plan carefully.
Okay, let's film this scene.
I never touched that old lady! Mrs. H was always really
Tarantino's going
I
off.
never hurt her!
Jack!
Never hurt anybody!
Jack! It's time.
Any word from my girl, huh? Well, you're strapping me into old Sparky. She's trying to find the real killer. Any word from her?
Okay, let's print that.
That's a print.
So I don't know if we're required to film everything, because I think if we film every single shot, we're going to end up just going over budget.
The Lord is my shepherd.
Print it.
Okay, let's check the budget again. Yeah, so we've already used like half our budget. So let's maybe do one last scene, maybe. Oh,
Hi, I'm Yvonne, the hairdresser for your movie. It's going to take about 40 minutes to get Laura ready for the movie.
All right, another production delay. Talking about amateur hour here, but let's get that. If delays, all right.
Okay.
Let's film it. Did it not film? I don't know if I printed that shot. Let me see.
One more day.
Okay, so we have one more day in production, right? I think I got all the shots I want. Let's see what we can do. We've already shot that scene.
Hi, I'm Yvonne. I'm your hairdresser for the movie. It's going to...
Right, wasted money.
We gotta figure out a way to get...
That's a print!
Hey.
You're kind of between a rock and a hard place.
Okay, I think we're gonna go to editing now.
There's an old Hollywood saying that all great movies are made in the editing room. You're going to take the footage that you've shot and you're going to assemble it. Editing is about making choices without all the pressure of physical production. You and your film editor will be looking for the most original way to tell your story. This is a time for making decisions like faster or slower, funnier or scarier, longer or shorter, and this is the place where the director has the most control, and for me personally, where I have the most fun.
Hi, I'm Michael Kahn, and a few of the films I've edited are Raiders of the Lost Ark, Jurassic Park, and Schindler's List. Editing is always fun, and each new film presents a new challenge. While editing Schindler's List in Krakow, Poland, we were also finishing Jurassic Park. We used a satellite transmission from the visual effects company in Northern California so that Steven could view and approve the dinosaur footage. But even with all this technical wizardry, we never lost sight of the importance of telling the story. This is the editing room, where you'll be creating your own story. The first step of editing any movie is to view all of your footage. Your PA will show you around the flatbed.
The editing process can be fairly complicated, so I'm going to take you through it step by step. But before I show you how to start...
Okay, so I think I have an idea what we can do here. So we have done a little bit of editing before with, well, software editing, but let me see what we got. I think we are loading in our shots.
Good pick. Now, if this isn't the scene you'd like to start with, go back to your script and pick another. Otherwise, let's get to work on this one. Okay, now the best thing to do is watch this shot to see exactly where you want to make your cut. To do this, hit the play button. If you want to stop, hit the play button again. That goes for all the other buttons too. Once to go, again to stop. When you decide where you want to start your cut, pick up the red paper clip from the center of your toolbar. Bring this clip up to the film on the left deck and click. It will set your end point. That's where you'll start your edit.
All right, I think I have an idea of where I want this to cut because I remember her talking about jewels and things like that. Like, I think on higher difficulties, you can do other, there's like, the stuff is intercut between Tarantino and Aniston and I guess Penn and Teller, but let's just start our edit here.
Now that you've marked your end point, play through the shot to find where you want to end it. Once you find a good spot, stop the deck. Pick up the scissors and use them on the film on the left deck. After clicking the scissors, you should see a piece of film in your hand. That's your cut. Drag it over to the assembly deck, the one on the right, and click it. If you make a mistake, just drag it to the trash and start again.
Okay, so let's play.
The scene, Ravenswood Prison. Behind these cold stone walls...
Okay, so wants to go to, let me see, fast forward.
...of heiress Victoria Hemmerdinger. The killer's motive? Theft of her famed jewelry collection, including the spectacular diamond tiara del Fuego.
Actually, I don't know if I even want that. Let me just rewind.
Of her famed jewelry collection. Victoria Hemmerdinger. Killer's motive? Theft. Dinger.
Okay. Place that over here, right?
Great, you've gotten the hang of it. I told you it was easy. Now select another shot to follow this one and follow the same process you did the first time. Each new clip will follow the frame being displayed on that monitor.
Okay, so next scene. That seems like it takes a long time for that person to sit back down. So let's just go start the edit here. And cut here. So now we should have both scene 1 and scene 2 in there, right?
The scene.
Okay, rewind this. Okay, next scene.
Any word from my girl, huh? Well, you're strapping me into old Sparky. She's trying to find the real killer. Any word from her?
No, son. I'm sorry.
Okay, so now I should go for them walking up to the thing. Let's watch our footage. So they walk up. All right, so next scene here.
The Lord is my shepherd. Thou art with me. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Okay, I need to... Actually, I forgot to put the clip down, so let me just... Rewind. Then we got to do our marker to know when to start.
The Lord is
Yeah, let's just go to the end of that clip.
The first day in the editing room is always terrifying. Don't worry. Everything looks great.
No, you got that done. So we are at $737,000 out of our, looks like $845,000 budget. Okay, so next scene.
For it came to pass, when the flame came up toward heaven from the altar, that he
All right, this one seems like it's a long clip, but let me just... All right, I think this might be our last scene, or one of. Let me see here. Okay, let's rewind this. All right, fast forward.
You have more time left in your schedule, but if you're sure you want to move on, go upstairs to sound effects.
All right, let's do our sound effects now. So that's what we're doing. So, oh no, here we go. All right, cool.
Now comes the part of filmmaking that's always fun. You've brought your edited film into the Foley studio, where you're going to work with the sound designer, Mark, to add sound effects.
I'm Mark Mangini, and I'm a sound designer. We're here on the Foley stage, which is where we create sound effects for movies. Some of the movies I've designed sound for are the Flintstones, 3 of the Star Trek movies, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin. When it sounds like it's raining in a movie, or it sounds like you're in the middle of a tropical rainforest, those sounds were put together by people like me. One of the most fun parts of designing sound for movies is getting to create sounds that don't exist in real life. So, for example, on Aladdin, to create the sound of Aladdin being chased by a tidal wave of lava, I recorded the sound of my mother's spaghetti sauce simmering on the stove. Your PA will now show you how to lay in sound effects.
All the props that you see here will create sounds that you can lay down on your film by clicking on the record button, followed by the play button, then clicking on the appropriate prop at the right time. It might take some practice, but just remember that you can erase sounds by doing the same process, but hitting the mute button instead of a prop.
Okay, where's the record button? We've got, what are that? That's like a camera, firecrackers, that's the pager, water, how do I stop them from doing this?
Terrific first day. Remember though, you're on a tight schedule and budget. Keep moving.
Okay, so we got that.
Here's his last rites, and at 12 noon will walk that long last mile to the electric chair. The world was shocked when it learned of the brutal
I never touched that old lady! Mrs. H was always really good to me. I would have never hurt her.
Jack.
Never hurt anybody.
Jack. It's time.
Any word from my girl, huh? Well, you're strapping me into old Sparky. She's trying to find the real killer. Any word from her?
No, son. I'm sorry. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He restoreth my soul. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadows of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Tomorrow will be your last day in the sound effects room.
Well, I'm actually done. let's go score this thing. All right, let's see. Hopefully it doesn't cause a glitch like it did initially. All right, there we go.
You ever watch a movie on TV with the sound off? Something's missing, and it's not just the dialogue. The music that plays under each scene is such a critical part of movie making because it might set a delicate mood, it might make us cry, or keep us in gut-twisting suspense, or tell us when to be scared and for how long.
Hi, I'm Lori Higgins-Tobias, your music editor. I'll be doing the same work on your film as I did on the Flintstones, Stargate, and Independence Day. A music editor helps create the musical concept and foundation
So
for the
now I'm
movie.
guessing this probably came out
While
late
working on the
96
Flintstones,
because
playing music from the
Independence Day
original
was
cartoon series
summer of that year.
underneath early edits of the movie helped the director decide which style of music to use in the finished film. I've watched your cut, selected some music cues, and broken them down by category. You will have to decide what kind of mood to set by matching the music cues with the scenes you have already cut together. The music is broken down by category in the book down there on the mixing board. Your PA will tell you how to lay down your music track.
In the beginning levels, you'll only have access to a few instruments, but with experience, you'll be able to add the sound of a rock band or even a symphony. This section contains musical stings. Stings are short musical cues that
The scene.
All right, let's see how to get these in there. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Ravenswood Prison. Behind these cold stone walls, Jack Cavello eats his last meal, hears his last rites, and at 12 noon will walk that long last mile to the electric chair. The world was shocked when it learned of the brutal slaying of heiress Victoria Hemmerdinger.
your first day of music editing.
All right, we're about to be on the budget. Let me see what we have here.
I never touched that old lady! Mrs. H was always really good to me. I would never hurt her.
Jack!
Never hurt anybody.
Jack! It's time.
Anyway,
All right, let's rewind some of this.
I never touched that old lady! Mrs. H was always really good to me. I would never hurt her.
Jack!
Never hurt anybody.
Jack! It's time.
Any word from my girl, huh? Well, you're strapping me into old Sparky. She's trying to find the real killer. Any word from her?
No, son. I'm sorry. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He restoreth my soul.
With only one day left in the music
Over budget. Slightly over budget, I guess. Alright, let's just see how this goes.
This is the room where you'll create the marketing campaign for your film. You'll have the opportunity here to create advertising that'll communicate to people all over the world the reasons they should go out and pay to see your movie. If your movie doesn't open to big audiences, you get to blame all the people in this room.
Most people think,
Alright, let's just...
I'll bet. This is where you'll make tickets for your film's premiere.
Tickets are only $1? Alright. What were 1996 tickets? Let's go with like $3. I don't think I have an Epson LQ, but okay. So I guess you could print your actual tickets in the game. That's kind of cool. Let's make a poster, it looks like.
Okay.
All right. Comics heavy. All right, let's just go Courier bold. Let's make it red. There's our poster. Let's go watch this thing. Okay, let's see how this looks.
The scene, Ravenswood Prison. Behind these cold stone walls, Jack Cavello eats his last
I don't know if the
meal,
music actually got
hears
into there,
his
but
last rites,
let's see if my
and
cuts
at
work.
12 noon, will walk that long last mile to the electric chair. The world was shocked when it learned of the brutal slaying of heiress Victoria Hemmerdinger.
I never touched that old lady! Mrs. H was always really good to me. I would never hurt her.
Jack!
Never hurt anybody.
Jack! It's time.
Any word from my girl, huh? Well, you're strapping me into old Sparky. She's trying to find the real killer. Any word from her?
No, son. I'm sorry. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures.
What is an answer print? I don't know what that means.
So the suspense begins here because this is the lab where your film will be processed, and it can take a while, so we'll keep you posted.
So I don't know if that means 5 minutes in actual time, but yeah, I think this is going to be the actual place where we end the video here. Pretty interesting edutainment game, like going through the whole process of writing, editing, doing Foley work, doing music, watching the video. Just a really interesting concept, kind of definitely a product of its time. Like, I don't think you would see a modern director or any director doing this now, especially people like Quentin Tarantino or Jennifer Aniston have probably much better things to be doing than this. But this is still a lot of fun, or even Steven Spielberg. I just love that it is such a product of its time, where one of the most famous directors in the world was in a computer video game about how to make movies. Like, what a concept. Just a lot of fun. But I think that is going to do it for this video. We'll be back in a few days starting our next cycle of 1997. Really looking forward to that, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, that is going to do it for now. So thanks again for watching. Take care and have a good one. See ya.